Now, I'm going to start with some of the basics first. This isn't going to take very long. This is the basic definition of what AI is. It's machine learning. So we've been using machine learning for a while. Even when I started with the Google team back in 2017, AI was already in full play. Okay, so we already had it through Google Lens. In fact, there are 12 billion searches every month in Google Lens alone, let alone circle search, which started in January of this year, which is where you can go into your Android, just circle something and tap it. And that's being actually dispersed worldwide now on other devices. So we've been exposed to AI. In fact, if you're receiving any email and you're sending any email at all, even personal email, you're using AI. So there's no avoiding it. It is there. It is a change in our operating system. And a lot of times we know what large language models are. Now, those are usually, as I said, where large language models predict. It almost sounds like it's a real person listening to you. So large language models, they see that pattern, but now they're going further in depth. So we're going to really talk about how we can use that. I'm going to do a lot of demos here. So get ready for that because you're not going to see the demos at all in the slides as well. You can see that LLM is a generative AI. So it is learning from other LMs. So are you contributing your proprietary business information to the Generative AI Learning Foundation? All right, no, you're not contributing. All right, how do you know you're not contributing? For those who say they're not contributing, I want to know, how do you know you're not contributing to teaching generative AI all about your business and even your proprietary business? I turned it off. Perfect, everybody. All right, so those of you who are not familiar with that, let's talk about that because I'm going to show you that real quickly. All right, so if you do not know how to turn it off, this is ChatGPT. If you go down here to the icon at the very bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that purple circle there. Tap on that. You're going to go to settings. When you go to settings, you're going to go to data controls. You're going to go to improve the model for everyone, which by default is on, and you're going to turn that off. All right, turn that off. Now, does that mean you're not contributing your data there? That's what ChatGPT tells us. That's what they say. But there is no guarantee at all that we are keeping our information from there. So for those who are solid that no one is getting their information, what are you using? Because this just turning off is us leaning into, all right, ChatGPT says that if we turn it off, or if we use temporary chats, you tap up here and use a temporary chat, we believe it won't appear in our history. But we've heard Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, which is the ones who created ChatGPT, we've actually heard them say that they have to record and keep every conversation. Okay? The only ones they don't do that are what? In Teams accounts, in Teams. So this is a pro or a plus account. This is a personal account. This is the $20 a month account. But if you want to keep everything safe and secure, you will have a Teams account. Now, this is what I'm showing you is a Teams account. A Teams account is different. It doesn't look different here from the front, but you can see here, it always has a personal account, your personal account, and then your Teams account here. Now, Teams is not just by their terms and conditions. So we're not just leaning into what OpenAI is telling us, but it truly does have SSL. So it has a security layer. It has everything in place. I never work with a business if I don't have Teams account on, because I never, ever, ever want to be caught in a place where I shared proprietary information, code, customer information, PII, personal identifying information with anybody. And the only one that is secure of all the GPTs, the chat GPTs, is Teams. Now, Microsoft Copilot also is, and Google Workspace is, just so that you know. There are other ones out there, and you can do the private paid version of Claude. But understand, just the $20 a month plus plan is not guaranteed secure. They just say they don't record things, but we know that they do. So I just wanted to make you aware of it, because a lot of people get comfortable in putting their customer information out there, and understand that if you do not have that kind of security and you don't have an AI use policy available to read to your customers, then that is something that you will be liable for, and you don't want to open that up. I like to say that, what we're all discovering. Yeah, the AI is the wild, wild west. Just like when the internet started, it's the wild, wild west, or social media, or when Bitcoin, it's the wild, wild west. But the problem is, you don't want to be the first one made example of, and you certainly, especially for all of us who got into business to take care of customers and to truly help them, you don't want your customers' information out there. So I'm just asking you to make sure that you're secure.